For today's headlines, Duterte's legacy, safe, secure Philippines. Double taxation padding electric bills according to Devanadera. Answer disqualification plea, Supreme Court tells BBM. Isko says, I have no regrets. More Pinoy fishermen seen in Pag-asa. Campaign materials in Baliuag recycled. Bowling, judo save the day. Spain and Portugal detect over 40 suspected monkeypox cases. Good morning, I am Venice Bautista and this is Tribune News on Q. Today is May 20, 2022, and these are the latest news of this Friday morning. Malacanang took exception to the report of the Commission on Human Rights, or CHR, alleging that the Duterte administration failed to protect human rights and even encouraged a culture of impunity by blocking drug war investigations. Presidential spokesperson Secretary Martin Andanar said the palace sees a rehash of old issues in the CHR's 48-page expanded report that was released this week. In contrast to what a handful of critics would want the international community to hear and read about our country, the Duterte administration leaves a legacy of a safe and secure Philippines, he said in a statement Thursday. The palace official claimed that inbound travelers found themselves safe in the country. He said this was affirmed by government data showing that crime rate in the Philippines was reduced by half, or from 2.7 million crimes in 2010 to 2015 to 1.35 million crimes from 2016 to this year. Andanar also said the administration's efforts were validated by the high satisfaction, performance, approval, and trust ratings of President Rodrigo Duterte. Government after government, the perennial problem of high electricity rates remains a challenge. Still, with the new administration led by President-in-waiting Ferdinand Marcos Jr. coming in, hopes are high that the lingering issue will be finally resolved. For outgoing Energy Regulatory Commission or ERC Chairperson Agnes VST Devanadera, the time has come to slash the value-added tax or VAT on generation and transmission charges to bring down power rates for consumers. The Philippines has one of the highest electricity rates in Southeast Asia. The cost billed to us is reflective of the real cost as there is no subsidy, Devanadera said in a press conference Wednesday evening. Now she sees that there are double VAT impositions in our bills, especially on generation and transmission charges, she told reporters. She argued that her proposal will be a good start to identifying market power abuse or anti-competitive behavior. Devanadera pointed out that the VAT forces distribution utilities to pass on to consumers the additional taxes imposed on them. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court on Thursday gave President-in-waiting Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., the Senate, and the House of Representatives, as well as the Commission on Elections, 15 days to answer petitions seeking to disqualify the former senator as a candidate in the last elections. The petitions have sought to nullify the certificate of candidacy of Marcos Jr. and to stop both houses of Congress from canvassing the votes cast for president. In reaction to the petitions, Senate President Vicente Soto III has warned that the country would face a constitutional crisis if the Supreme Court would stop Congress, a co-equal branch of government like the executive, from its constitutional mandate to canvass the vote. In his column today in Daily Tribune, University of Santo Tomas Faculty of Civil Law Dean Nilo Divina expressed the position that the SC would not go so far as to issue a temporary restraining order on the canvassing of votes and the proclamation of Marcos Jr. Most importantly, the law dean said the voice of the people is the supreme law when it comes to electoral exercise. The Supreme Court has, time and again, liberally and equitably construed the electoral laws of our country to give the fullest effect to the manifest will of our people, for in case of doubt, political laws must be interpreted to give life and spirit to the popular mandate freely expressed through the ballot, he said. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Magandang araw mga katribo! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelovelo, Atty. Lia Badillo Crisostomo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chirk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Simulan natin ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments ng aming programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, pagsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Ang Daily Tribune may digital shows na din. Dahil sa mas lumalaki at mas lumalakas nating tribu, handog sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang mga programang magbibigay buhay araw-araw. Be informed at mag-good vibes tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Be updated sa news and happenings sa Tribune News on Q. Mas kilalanin pa natin ang mga paborito nyong atleta sa programang The Athletes Tribune. Alamin ang latest entertainment sa programang What's Up. Ma-inspire sa mga kwentong hatid ng Perfect. Search lang ang Daily Tribune sa inyong Facebook at Tribune Now on YouTube. See you there mga katribu! Be updated sa news and happenings katribu. Hatid ng Daily Tribune sa inyo ang mga balitang napapanahon sa loob at labas ng bansa. Kami na ang bahala sa paghahatid sa inyo ng mga latest and reliable news. We got you covered sa programang Tribune News on Q. Mapapanood mula umaga hanggang gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Makinig at makisali sa usapan every Friday night at 6 p.m. sa I Speak Katribo Podcast. Samahan sina Daniel at Alvin na pag-usapan ang mga relevant topic na tiyak kakarelatean nyo mga katribo. At pagdating ng Sunday at 7 p.m., Speak Your Mind with our I Speak program na sasagot sa mga tanong regarding the latest and relevant issues sa paligid natin. I-like at i-follow nyo ang Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube para updated ka sa mga latest mapalutong bahay man o sumptuous meal for special occasions, sagot na kayo ng tropang Kalanpag. Dahil atid sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang fun and exciting cooking show na Kalanpag, manood at matuto kung paano lutuin ang mga favorite nyong recipes. Sabayan pa ng fun and inspiring na kwentuhan sa kusina. I-upgrade na rin natin ang mga nakasanayang traditional dish ng pamilya. Plus, healthy tipid tips na ibabahagi ng tropang Kalanpag. Matuto, mabusog, at ma-good vibes dito lang sa Kalanpag. Tuwing Lunes, 10:30 a.m. sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
We are back on Tribune News on Q. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno Domagoso said Wednesday he has no regret running for the presidency, but instead is grateful to God and the people who supported him. Come July 1, Domagoso said he will be citizen Isko and vowed to be a responsible citizen of the country. According to Domagoso, his biggest realization when he ran for president is that the Philippines is a beautiful country, but that there are too many poor Filipinos, especially in the countryside, who live under dire conditions. As citizens of Manila, Isko called on the populace to strive to excel in their chosen fields of undertaking and help the new administration under the Hani Lacuna Yul Servo leadership. The Manila mayor revealed during the campaign that should he lose, he will dedicate his time to his family, who he owes a lot the past 23 years that he has been in public service. He said that now that he will be a private citizen, it is time to catch up and serve his wife and children. The increasing number of fisherfolks in the contested Pag-asa Island, internationally known as T2 Island that lies 480 kilometers west of Puerto Princesa City, Palawan, proves that Filipino fishermen are now confident of making their livelihoods there despite the presence of Chinese Coast Guard. According to Philippine Coast Guard or PCG Commandant Admiral Artemio Abu, about 25 Filipino fishing boats were seen doing fishing activities at the said island, seen by the PCG contingents that were deployed in the West Philippine Sea or WPS from May 12 to 14, 2022. Abu said his men checked their condition and provided relief supplies and COVID-19 kits to support their fishing operations. Earlier, National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea Chairperson and National Security Advisor, Secretary Hermogenes Esperon, underscored the need to encourage Filipino fishermen to continue their fishing ventures in the WPS. He also noted that constructing a fuel depot and ice storage plant on Pag-asa Island is the national government's effort to assist Filipino fishermen in the area. For his part, Transportation Secretary Art Tugade has directed the PCG to guarantee that Filipino fishermen may enjoy the rich marine resources and be safe to come home to their families. The Municipal Environment and Natural Resources Officers, or MENRO, in Baliuag, Bulacan, announced that it has removed and collected most of the campaign posters in the town as it aims to recycle them to provide livelihood. The dismantling and collection of the said campaign materials used in the recent elections are part of the Eco Livelihood Program and will be turned into colorful eco bags. Menro stated that tarpaulins that are not recycled will be turned over to the Central Material Recovery Facility, and after that, the campaign materials will be processed and compressed using a baling machine and will be sent to this recycling facility. The agency stated that the eco bags made from recycled campaign materials will be sold for 50 pesos to 100 pesos at the Baliuag Pasalubong Center of the Baliuag Climate Change Center. The earnings will be given to beneficiaries of the livelihood program that maintains the cleanliness and sanitation of the town. Tribune News on Q will be back. Stay with us.
Magandang araw mga katribu! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelevelo, Atty. Lia Badillo Crisostomo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chert Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Simulan natin ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments ng aming programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings mga katribo.
Kaya naman, pagsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Ang Daily Tribune may digital shows na din. Dahil sa mas lumalaki at mas lumalakas nating tribu, handog sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang mga programang magbibigay buhay araw-araw. Be informed at mag-good vibes tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Be updated sa news and happenings sa Tribune News on Q. Mas kilalanin pa natin ang mga paborito nyong atleta sa programang The Athletes Tribune. Alamin ang latest entertainment sa programang What's Up. Ma-inspire sa mga kwentong hatid ng Perfect. Search lang ang Daily Tribune sa inyong Facebook at Tribune Now on YouTube. See you there mga katrip! Alamin ang latest entertainment at sa mga paborito nyong celebrities kasama si Pocholo Concepcion sa programang What's Up. Makibanding at kwentuhan kasama ang mga kilalang personalidad sa entertainment industry. Sama-sama natin silang kilalanin at silipin ang makulay nilang mundo every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Kaya sit back and relax lang kayo mga katribu. Hanapin at ilike ang Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
You are still watching Tribune News on Q. The Philippines is under threat of being pushed down the leaderboard as its gold medal drive dropped Thursday, even as boxing ramped up its bid in the 31st Southeast Asian Games. Bowling and judo were the surprise gold producers with a team of 4 led by single gold medalist Merwin Tan and judoka Rina Furukawa, giving the Philippines a minor lift for the day. A late gold from esports on Thursday kept the Philippines standing on soft soil, and with 3 competition days left, the race to join Vietnam and Thailand on the podium gets tighter and tighter. There was a bit of an overflow of bronze medals with canoe kayak, chess, archery, weightlifting, gymnastics, taekwondo, and karate combining for 10. In the previous SEA Games, the Philippines captured the overall title with 149 gold medals. In other news, Spain and Portugal have detected over 40 suspected cases of monkeypox, a viral infection rarely seen in Europe, with both outbreaks concentrated in the Madrid and Lisbon areas, officials said Wednesday. The announcement came just days after the British health authorities said they had detected 7 cases so far this month, with the World Health Organization working with the government to investigate the outbreak. Health officials have noted some of these infections may be through sexual contact, in this instance among gay or bisexual men, which would be a new development in understanding how the virus is transmitted. In a statement, health authorities in the Madrid region said they had detected 23 possible cases of monkeypox, indicating all of them were believed to have been transmitted through sexual activity. Another 20 suspected cases of monkeypox endemic in parts of Central and Western Africa have been detected in the Lisbon region, Portugal's health ministry said in a statement. The cases were all among males, the majority of them young, who had ulcerated lesions. Symptoms of monkeypox in humans include a rash, which often starts on the face, then moves to other parts of the body, fever, muscle ache, and chills. Most people recover from the illness within several weeks. Transmission is usually via close contact with infected animals such as rodents and monkeys, and is limited between people. It has only been fatal in rare cases. And that wraps up the stories this morning, but before we go, we would like to thank the following. SM Store, Araneta City, Department of Tourism, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, Empire Isan Holdings Incorporated, and Overseas Community Affairs Council Member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Venice Bautista on Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning.
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tarsito are available on our community Viber.